Question 1. Which two are plays by William Shakespeare? A. A Midsummer Night's Dream. D. Romeo and Juliet. His most famous plays include A Midsummer Night's Dream, Hamlet, Macbeth, and Romeo and Juliet. Question 2. Which of these statements is correct? A. Sheikh Din Mahomet introduced curry houses and shampooing to Britain from India. In 1810 he opened the Hindustani Coffee House in George Street, London. It was the first curry house to open in Britain. Mahomet and his wife also introduced shampooing, the Indian art of head massage, to Britain. Question 3. Is the statement below true or false? "We shall fight them on the beaches" is a famous quote from a speech by Queen Elizabeth I about the Spanish Armada. False. "We shall fight on the beaches, we shall fight on the landing grounds, we shall fight in the fields and in the streets, we shall fight in the hills, we shall never surrender" speech to the House of Commons after Dunkirk 1940. Question 4. Is the statement below true or false? The civil war between Charles I and Parliament in the mid-17th century led to Oliver Cromwell becoming King of England. False. England declared itself a republic, called the Commonwealth. It no longer had a monarch. For a time, it was not totally clear how the country would be governed. For now, the army was in control. Question 5. Which part of the UK is associated with Robert Burns, 1759–96? C. Scotland. Known in Scotland as the Bard, Robert Burns was a Scottish poet. Question 6. Which of these statements is correct? A. The jet engine and radar were developed in Britain in the 1930s. Radar was developed by Scotsman Sir Robert Watson Watt, 1892–1973, who proposed that enemy aircraft could be detected by radio waves. The first successful radar test took place in 1935. The jet engine was developed in Britain in the 1930s by Sir Frank Whittle, 1907–96, a British Royal Air Force engineer officer. Question 7. Napoleon fought battles against which two of the following? B. Horatio Nelson. D. The Duke of Wellington. Napoleon, who became Emperor of France, continued the war. Britain's navy fought against combined French and Spanish fleets, winning the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805. Admiral Nelson was in charge of the British fleet at Trafalgar and was killed in the battle. Nelson's column in Trafalgar Square, London, is a monument to him. His ship, HMS Victory, can be visited in Portsmouth. The British Army also fought against the French. In 1815, the French wars ended with the defeat of the Emperor Napoleon by the Duke of Wellington at the Battle of Waterloo. Wellington was known as the Iron Duke and later became Prime Minister. Question 8. Mary Stuart, the Queen of Scotland, was often known by which other name? C. Mary, Queen of Scots. The Queen of Scotland, Mary Stuart, often now called Mary, Queen of Scots, was a Catholic. Question 9. Which of these statements is correct? A. The 11th of November commemorates soldiers who died in World War I as well as those who have died in all conflicts involving the UK since then. Remembrance Day, the 11th of November, commemorates those who died fighting for the UK and its allies. Originally it commemorated the dead of the First World War, which ended on the 11th of November, 1918. Question 10. Which of these statements is correct? A. Big Ben is the nickname of the Great Bell in the clock tower of the Houses of Parliament. Big Ben is the nickname for the Great Bell of the clock at the Houses of Parliament in London. Many people call the clock Big Ben as well. Question 11. Which of these statements is correct? B. The BBC is the only wholly state-funded media organisation, independent of government. The BBC is the largest broadcaster in the world. It is the only wholly state-funded media organisation that is independent of government. Question 12. William Shakespeare wrote a number of sonnets. What is a sonnet? C. A poem of 14 lines with a particular rhyme scheme. Shakespeare wrote many sonnets, poems which must be 14 lines long, and some longer poems. Question 13. What is the capital city of Wales? A. Cardiff. Wales, the capital city of Wales is Cardiff. Question 14. Is the statement below true or false? Dame Judi Dench, Colin Firth, and Sir Anthony Hopkins have all won Oscars. True. Recent British actors to have won Oscars include Colin Firth, Sir Anthony Hopkins, Dame Judi Dench, Kate Winslet, and Tilda Swinton. Question 15. Near which of these cities is Europe's longest dry ski slope? B. Edinburgh. Skiing is increasingly popular in the UK. Many people go abroad to ski and there are also dry ski slopes throughout the UK. Skiing on snow may also be possible during the winter. There are 5 ski centres in Scotland, as well as Europe's longest dry ski slope near Edinburgh. Question 16. Is the statement below true or false? The Council of Europe has the power to make laws, which are binding in member states. False. The Council of Europe is separate from the EU. It has 47 member countries, including the UK, and is responsible for the protection and promotion of human rights in those countries. It has no power to make laws but draws up conventions and charters, the most well-known of which is the European Convention on Human Rights and Fundamental Freedoms, usually called the European Convention on Human Rights. Question 17. Which is a name of the United Nations? C. To prevent war and promote international peace and security. The UN was set up after the Second World War and aims to prevent war and promote international peace and security. Question 18. Which two are political parties in the UK? A. Conservatives Party, B. Labour Party. Anyone aged 18 or over can stand for election as an MP, but they are unlikely to win unless they have been nominated to represent one of the major political parties. These are the Conservative Party, the Labour Party, the Liberal Democrats, or one of the parties representing Scottish, Welsh or Northern Irish interests. Question 19. In 1999, which two new national bodies were established? C. Scottish Parliament, D. Welsh Assembly. There has been a Welsh Assembly and a Scottish Parliament since 1999. Question 20. Is the statement below true or false? Members of the armed forces cannot stand for public office. True. Most citizens of the UK, the Irish Republic or the Commonwealth aged 18 or over can stand for public office. There are some exceptions, including members of the armed forces, civil servants, people found guilty of certain criminal offences. Question 21. What is the minimum age for jury service? B. 18. As well as getting the right to vote, people on the electoral register are randomly selected to serve on a jury. Anyone who is on the electoral register and is aged 18 to 70 can be asked to do this. Question 22. Who is the ceremonial head of the Commonwealth? D. The Queen. The Queen is the ceremonial head of the Commonwealth, which currently has 54 member states. Question 23. Which of these statements is correct? A. A. The small claims procedure is an informal way of helping people settle minor disputes without needing a lawyer. The small claims procedure is an informal way of helping people to settle minor disputes without spending a lot of time and money using a lawyer. Question 24. Which of these statements is correct? B. In Scotland, serious offences are tried in a sheriff court. In Scotland, serious cases are heard in a sheriff court with either a sheriff or a sheriff with a jury.